So I'm now going to share with you all of my file folders, and I had a lot of fun doing with these, trying to be creative and everything, and just doing different types of activities that can help all types of learners. So here we go. So my lesson was on animal classifications and animal characteristics. In this I learned about the 5 different animal groups and their characteristics and how each animal belongs in each of the groups based off of their characteristics. And I also learned about different habitats that these animals live in. So the first one is just a simple animal characteristics one. And in this one I have a bag filled with the characteristics that make up each different animal group. And down here I have all the animal groups, so amphibians, birds, mammals, reptiles, fish, and pictures of each. So what the students are going to do is they're going to open up this little bag, and they're going to take out just a random little sheet of paper, and they're going to read off the characteristics. So for this one it says, have feathers and wings. And they're going to look at the different groups and determine what group this characteristic belongs to that describes each group. So for this one, they're going to put it in the birds pocket. And these are little pockets the students can just insert them in, and they can take them in and out. So as you can see, it's just a little hole and they can stick it in and out. So this is a good basic activity to help students just learn the basic facts of animal characteristics. So the next file folder for day 2 also goes with animal characteristics, but this is getting a little bit more abstract, I would say, and I think this is a very creative one. This is probably one of my favorite ones. So this one is all about an animal's skin, how they feel, and how you can differentiate animals based off of their skin and the different characteristics that the 5 ones have. So I put 5 different objects of what the animal skin feels like. So I placed the animal names on these little popsicle sticks, and they can all come out. I just put them in here to show the answers. And I made little slits in the hole. And so this will be sitting here plain, and when the students come, the popsicle sticks with all the names will just be sitting on the table next to it, so all of these. And the students are going to have to insert the popsicle stick into its little slot based off of which one goes with which. So I have a feather, and this is obviously bird, so they can feel it and stick in the bird's one, slide it in just like that. This is a fluffy one. It's supposed to show fur, so this would obviously be, oopsies, this would obviously be mammals, so they can just slide the mammals one in right on in. I have a balloon, and this is actually amphibians, because amphibians have kind of like a slimy, sticky feeling type of skin. So after they feel what this feels like, they can just slide that one right on in, like so. And I think it's fun for the students to be able to slide in the different things. This one, it's like a little toy that I found, and it has a very gritty, scaly type hard, pokey feeling. So this is obviously going to be the reptiles. So the students will slide on there. And the last one, I wanted to represent fish, so I glued down some circular bumpy glitter, and when the kids feel it, it's very bumpy and scaly feeling. So that will go with fish, so they'll just slide the fish one right on in there. So I think this is a very fun activity for students. It's a very interactive one, and I think this is specifically good for the ESOL learners because it's more hands-on and they can really feel, and it can really get them the feeling for it. So that's the second one. Now, the third one I have is label the animal, and I think this is also a very fun one. I made sure to add a good amount of directions for the students to read. If the students need help, they can do this with a partner, and there's just some animals down here of the different groups just to make it more fun. And there are 5 different sheets that the students are going to label. And there'll be sheets for all the students in here. So you have the bird group, you have the fish group, you have the mammal group, you have the reptile group, and the amphibian group. So for each of these, the students are going, there's little arrows and little boxes pointing to a specific area on the animal, and they're going to label which different characteristic this is to make up the characteristics for the animal. So example, for the bird, they all have webbed feet, so they'll write that. They also have a beak, and that's what makes birds unique. They have feathers and wings, which makes birds unique. And so there's this for every single animal. And when the students are done, they will get to color in the animal and bring it to me to check. So this is just another thing that's a little bit more in-depth on labeling the characteristics. Now, my fourth one is a little bit fun, and there will be a different animal for all the different groups, but I just have one sample to show you for today. So there's going to be a different animal cut out of the file folder. So for this one I did a penguin, which is obviously the bird group. I also have a dog for a mammal group, an alligator for a reptile group, a frog for the amphibian group, and a clownfish for the fish group. But I'm just showing you this one. And the students will get to pick out which one they want to do, and they can open it up. It's like a little book. And what they're supposed to do is write all the characteristics that this animal has. So they'll look at it and they'll say, okay, so this has a beak, webbed feet, wings, feathers, and then at the very bottom they'll have to guess which group it belongs to. So they'll say, I think this belongs to a bird. So this is just more of a fun, cute idea. And my last file folder goes more on the habitat side. So I have this, and I have different pictures of habitats that different animals belong to. So for example, we have a rainforest with lots of trees, a little pond area, an ocean, a swamp, and a grassy savanna. And what the students are going to do, I have little stickies on this side, and they're going to take the animal off with the sticky and place it in its correct habitat. And this is for day 5, so this is connecting everything that they've learned. So there's just little like sticky tape things. So for example, they'll take one off and it's a lion, and they'll say, where does this animal belong? And it will belong in the savannah. Or they can take off the little, and then you can just take the animal off and put it back where it belongs. Or they can take off the fish and place it in the ocean. So they're going to do that to all the animals. So I had a lot of fun doing this project, and that is the end of my file folders.